Yeah, on break. But after the last show, I was a little bit down. I had 10 minutes left to fill. But I was only 5. And by the end of it, oh my god, I felt super terrible. But after the show, and a few days afterwards, I talked to people. Everybody's super supportive, being really nice about it. But something they said made me feel awkward. Then I talked to her like, oh, it's all right. I didn't last that long my first time either. And oh, it happens to everybody. No one lasts that long. Nowhere to stand up, right? Women I talked to made it sound worse. They're like, you just got really excited. That's why you went so fast. And I was like, I still enjoyed it. I could laugh. This is making me a little more awkward from being on stage even. But now I've been practicing. I was at home. I watched movies. I was just sitting to myself in my room all alone, practicing on my things, trying to get really good for you guys. Rick even suggested doing some supplements, but I'm not sure how long they're going to make me last. So. Last time I also attempted to do something about smart people and how you can't trust them and make up things. And it's like, it kind of fell on its face. It flopped. But I learned a couple of new things since then. One, it's not actually gasoline that burns, it's the vapors that evaporate off any flammable material. And that's only relevant because it's going to lead me into a really good story about how I set my dad on fire. So it's like, if you have a pool of gasoline, you can hold a match over it and it'll only light the pool without endangering anything else around that. I want you to remember that because he can't. We're sitting in our friend Joe's garage, and I tell them the story about how you can put a small pool of something in your hand, and you light it on fire, and it'll be okay. Wait until it burns out. So Joe's comes out and goes, I have some stuff I got from work, super flammable, but it's better than gasoline. It's not going to cause any nasty vapors in our heads. We're in the garage, closed off, we've been drinking. So my dad decides to volunteer. He's like, all right, I'll let you pour some in my hand. And with all the grace and charity of a small Tyrannosaurus, Joe dumps it all over his forearm. And now he's like, before I even have a moment to say, hey, wait, this is still going to do terrible things to him, Joe's there with the lighter, and he's like, yeah! So let's start there and say we did have safety precautions. We had a damp towel in case things went wrong, and the door was open, bucket of water. We're all ready for things to go terribly, except when things go terribly. So he lights him on fire, and immediately flame shoots up his wrist, and he just already flings fireballs over the garage. And he's like running around, waving his hand. And while Joe's supposed to be like there with the towel wrapped around, be safe, he drops the towel and runs. In his flaming state, my dad, his ingeniousness, decides to grab onto Joe's vinyl stool sitting there. So he grabs on and burns hand and fingerprints into the stool before releasing and being like, oh, that was a terrible thing, now I got burning plastic on me as well. Eventually get the flame out and get him kind of bandaged up a little bit. All he does is complain, my hand still hurts, my hand still hurts. We don't want to take him to the doctor, we have to sober up, drive all the way to the hospital, get him, everybody in trouble. So our best solution was grab another cold beer out of the fridge, just hold it for a while, it'll cool you down, it'll be fine. The worst part is, since then, he won't trust me about anything I say. I could have told him it was going to snow today, and he probably would have wore shorts to work. They're like, no, screw you, it's going to be great. I do have some good friends that will trust me, though, and these friends are the really close friends. Everybody has like a little core group of friends that really care about each other in their house, and like without knocking, walk inside, eat their food, maybe fart in their living room. It's like, this is a core group of friends that I am super close with. It's like, Rick would be a different group than these guys that are along the same lines. Here's how close me and these guys are. We're walking through like Target or a Kmart, and he has an armful of stuff walking around, and he's stops. And he looks at me, and he like, there's a puzzled look on his face, and I'm like, all right. Then all of a sudden, he just shakes. He's like, I'm looking at him, and I'm like, all right, shaking our butts. So I stop, and I shake my butt. And there's the two guys standing there shaking their butts in the middle of the store. I'm assuming it's a chick that walked by, or I don't know, trying to offend somebody. I don't really care. It's fun. We don't care what people think about it. And he's looking at me and goes, why are you shaking your butt? And I'm like, you started shaking your butt. He looks at me and goes, no, I itch. My arms are full. And I'm like, oh, no problem. I can take care of that. And I go over and I start to scratch his butt. But we're oddly close, so instead of just like reaching over, oh, scratch his butt. But I'm down in his pants, scratching his butt. And I'm moving around, making sure I did it. He's looking at me, he's like, oh, I think you got it. And that's when we stop and look at each other again. It's like, I look at him, he looks at me, and we look around, and there's everybody around us staring. And we're in the middle of the store with my hand down his pants, full of butter. And he is the best, like the fastest thinker ever. Before I can get my hand out, he's like, oh, awesome, and just lets out the best fart. And everybody around gets a disgusted look, worse than before. And they're thinking, these two are terrible individuals. So I pull my hand out, cup it, and sniff. And then we get the heck out of there, because I can't take it anymore. I keep liking this a bit about my evil bucket list. First time it went pretty well. I had some fun things. Don't pick my nose, put it in your nose, and everything like that. Well, I found some more ideas. Just like George Lucas writing episode 1, more horrible things came to mind. Having faced the idiocy of other drivers on the road, I tend to get some pretty bad road rage. I'll yell things, I'll put them off, I'll throw things at my own car so I can't hit them. And it got to the point where it's like, I want to run you off the road. I can't do that because I'm not damaging my vehicle that hurts you because I can't stand the way you're acting. So I came up with a better idea. I'm going to start hopping loogies on people. And it's just, I'm going to get up next to you, roll down my window, and just, big splatter in the windshield. But it came to mind again that if I do that, big splatter, they might swerve, get in an accident. So I can't hurt the people I don't know. Anybody out there that knows me, you watch out in your car because I'm watching out for you while I'm in mine. Because my friends are still fair game. The next thing is something I thought about for a long time. I didn't put it in last night because I wasn't sure how it would go over. I want to steal a baby. And if I was to actually kidnap a kid and take him and hold him for a long time, because 1, breaking the law, 2, I have to take care of a kid. And responsibly, I don't think I can handle that right now. So I just want to look like I'm stealing a baby. So I need somebody, after the show, you can talk about this, we're going to really do this. I need somebody with a kid, and then somebody else to help us out. We're going to go to the mall, somebody else, some other populated place. We're going to have first the lookout, and then the mommy and me or the daddy and me, and then me. We're going to walk out in that set. The lookout's going to go out ahead. They're going to scout around, walk around. It's a good, clear, open area. And they get the signal. They're going to stop, drop, time their shoe. The mommy and me is going to come along, see the lookout, stop. Oh, let me dig through my purse, find some animal crackers. I don't know what kids do. But when they stop, at my moment, I'm going to start hurrying along, and I'm just going to scoop up the kid and I'm going to take off running. I think all I need is about a good 100 yards before people start screaming and realize that someone just kidnapped a kid. I mean, I can duck around the corner or maybe hide out the store, but all I want is just the appearance and start screaming. There are some stipulations. The kid can't be too old. One, I want them small enough that I can pick them up and carry them that far, but they need to be old enough to realize that they're part of the joke and they have to start screaming, "Mommy, Daddy, somebody's taking me." Your kid's going to be safe. No one's going to tackle somebody who's holding a child, and nobody's going to get tased because the recurrence through the child can really damage them. I mean, look at me, I've been electrocuted a lot of times. sort of the evil bucket list. It's something I've done before, but I can share with you because while it's not particularly evil, it is a little disgusting. I want to do the Cool Hand Luke Easter Challenge. And for people who haven't seen the movie Cool Hand Luke, at a point in the movie, he takes the challenge of eating 50 hard-boiled eggs. So instead of eating hard-boiled eggs, I'm going to substitute in Easter peeps. So we're going to sit around, a group of us, somewhat. I remember after the show, come up, volunteer, it's always good, fun, tasty, peeps, sugar. We're all going to sit around, we're going to each have 50 peeps, and around 1 minute or so, we want to up the pace, slow down, I don't know. I'm just going to shout out. I did it before, didn't make it all the way through. And the best thing about using peeps is they come in, I think 4 or 5 colors now, yellow, blue, purple, and pink. So we can all get our own color, so that way we know who throws up when. And if we really want to make it fun, we can all use the same bucket and make a good rainbow. It's like, I'm an idiot, and that's why I want to do it. If you want to be idiots with me, I'll even buy the peeps. We could even videotape it, flash cut it, make it really short, put it back on YouTube. Maybe we can make this thing some sort of growing trend about like new beer pong game instead of beer pong, we'll play peeps. Since I'm an idiot, and I have to confess this, I got back into one of my old habits. It's something that I thought I kicked a while back, but I got back down into it. And it's not my drinking or chewing, crack, any of those good things. I started reading again. It started out pretty simple. I was reading comic books, moved on to the harder stuff, children's stories. Now I'm staying up at night, reading whole novels, falling asleep with books in my hand, endangering myself and others. And no one's being supportive and trying to help me kick this habit. It's like my girlfriend keeps buying me more books, keep reading. If you read the same books I read, you can have fun. It's like, I don't want to read. I want to do wholesome things, like play video games and smoke crack, cook meth. Is everybody excited about the tournament so far? Big March Madness. Anybody feel out of bracket at all? Oh, good. Only like 5 of you. Thought I was the only one that hated this thing. It's gonna make this whole bit terribly south. It's like, I can't stand it because I don't care about college basketball. I can't watch TV because it's all that's on. I can't go to the bar because that's all that's on there. It's all people talk about. I can't get on Facebook. People are like, oh, my bracket's posted. Oh, it sucks to be K-State and here's you guys lost. I don't care. Really, it's like, I said go hang out with the women's folk. Maybe my mom filled out a bracket. She's only did it for work, but she picked, what did she say? Gonzagola to go all the way and win it all. It's like, I said, you mean Gonzaga? She's like, no, the cheese one. It's like, that's Gorgonzola. You're not even getting the wrong name. He was like, I can't stand it. No more basketball. I'm going straight to baseball right now. One thing that I do want to add to the end of this one is I am a member of the blog community Tumblr. I hope I didn't lose all these papers, because that's terrible. Because I don't remember any of these little jokes. That might be the end. I lasted at least twice as long this time. You should all be there. You got your whole $3 worth. Yeah, I just bonered that. Well, that does it. Alright, like I was trying to say, I belong to a blog community called Tumblr. It's kind of like Twitter, but so much better because it's uploaded to 140 characters and it's not full of 12-year-olds. But sometimes they post things just mind-boggling, and you can tell that some of these guys have been inhaling or drinking substances or doing something that they should not do. And here are some of the crazy things that I found on Tumblr. How weird would it be if whales didn't live in the ocean and they just dragged themselves along the ground and we had to deal with whales everywhere? birds aren't singing and they're screaming because they're afraid of heights? I feel $1,000,000, your friend says to you. You assume he made a mistake in his speech, but really he spent the last 15 years of his life systematically feeling every male deer in the wild because their hooves are so strong. This one's just blatant. One time I was so high that I thought I was in milkshake. I was getting so mad at everyone who came near me because I was convinced I would spill. On the ride home, I sat in the back of the car with my arms crossed over my head for my lid. The person driving took a really sharp turn when I fell over and began crying because I thought I was dead. Beauty and the Beast taught me that if I hold a cute person hostage, they'll eventually fall in love with me. What if dogs are rapping but we can't understand? Do snakes get sad because they're just faces with tails? What if humans lost all their skin every winter and walked around as skeletons and trees got pissed because they had to rake all their skin off their lawns? What if eyeballs have butts and we just don't know because they're hidden in our skull? Oh my God, has anyone realized that knocking on people's doors is basically punching their house until they let you in? Do you ever think about what hugs really are? Hugs are really weird. And that one got me. Because you have to think about the first hugs ever. It's like you gotta come up to somebody and you're like, hey, come here. I just wanna, no, don't be afraid. I just wanna put myself around you. When you put yourself around me, and we're just gonna hold this for a second. How much do you think? What if trees cry because you started eating their fruit? Because their fruit is essentially their babies. So every time you want to eat an apple or something, we're eating a tree baby. What if you went to the beach instead of sand, there was french fries? That'd be something. What if your belly button screamed when you covered it with a shirt because it was scared of the dark? Couldn't make it through the straight faces this one last time. What if someone gave birth and it was just KFC? Like they just gave birth to a fried chicken and the doctor started eating it.